This is designed by a developer, made to be used by a developer who then said, wow, this is cool. This could probably work for a lot of people. And I'm sharing it out there. So what is project management? And what can it do for you, your team, your employees, a project you're working on, daily activities, whatever you got going on? Project management is the practice of initiating, planning, executing, controlling, and closing the work of a team to achieve specific goals and meet specific success criteria at the specified time. The primary challenge of project management is to achieve all of the project goals within the given constraints. What prompted me to create Task to Task was I found that many commercial project management programs come bloated with tons of features that, frankly, I don't see being useful, and oftentimes too confusing for my clients and team to use efficiently. Task to Task is built on a very simple model that is very easy to use and streamlined for efficiency. Task to Task was designed to help me manage my day-to-day projects, and now it's open to the public. Unlike most project management applications, Task to Task has no limits on how many projects or team members you can invite. How it works. Now, Task to Task is built upon 5 different parts. The first part being the project. Now, within each project, you can have a team. You invite all your team members in, everyone that's going to participate within this project. Now, within that project, you can create individual lists. Now, lists are going to contain tasks. So that's basically, a list is a subsection of the project. So a project can have multiple lists, and a list can have its unique tasks assigned to them, which you can move around from project to project, etc. Okay, so within that list, you can have tasks. Okay, and each task can have its own form of notes and uploads, which we'll get to in a more in-depth video on Task to Task. So that's basically Task to Task broken down in a schematic form. So you have your project, you have your team, and you have your multiple lists per project and your tasks within the individual lists, which we'll go through a whole demonstration, creating an account from scratch and creating our projects and inviting people in. So there's Task to Task broken down. Let's move on. All right, let's go ahead and create our account on tasktotask.com. So open your browser of choice and navigate to www.tasktotask.com. Now the link will be in the description below. So now that we're on the home page, let's click on free 30-day trial or create your free account today. Either link will go to the same place. I know, I developed it. All right, so let's go ahead and put our first name in. In my case here, we're gonna go with Marvin and Strumberger. And the phone is optional. Email Marvin at task2task.com. Obviously, you're going to put your own password in there. And a password. I'm going to go with password. All right, my account's created. And an email has been sent, including your confirmation link. So we need to confirm this. Obviously, I want to not have spam going here and, any type of malicious activity. So let's go ahead and check our email for Marvin at task2task.com or your email address. So if I go ahead and go to my web interface for Marvin at task2task, I got my email here. So you'll get an email saying, hey Marvin, or your name. Please click on the link below to confirm your account. So let's click on that. All right, and that's just going to take you back to the page. Awesome. Your account has been confirmed. Click on the login button below to log into your account. So you're good to go at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and put in Marvin at task2task.com with password. I don't recommend using password as your password, but for the purpose of this tutorial on Task to Task, that's what I used. Okay, so I'm in. That is how you create an account on Task to Task. So let's move on, create a project and some tasks, people. All right, now that we're logged into our dashboard, we'll notice we see no pie graphs here, no information. That's because we have no projects, we have no lists, we have no tasks. So we basically need to create a project. So let's go ahead and click on My Projects right here in the navigation, and we'll see Add New Project. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and we're going to create Sample Project 1, and I'm going to go ahead and create that. All right, now you'll notice we have a project in here. And if we go back to the dashboard, we'll see that we have a sample project. Still no pie graphs because there's no data yet. We need data to have information to populate a pie graph. So let's click on My Projects and then click on Sample Project 1. Okay. Now what we want to do is add a list, like I described in the previous section of this video. We can have multiple lists to a project. So let's click on Add New List. So we'll call this Our First Project List. Okay. I'm just kind of making this up as I go right here. I mean, I'm not making it up, but the information here. This isn't my account. This is a brand new account. All right. So our first project list. Okay. So we can edit it. We can delete it. So let's click on it, and we're going to go ahead and add a couple tasks in here. So call Jerry Monday morning. Okay. And we can go ahead and add that task in. Let's add another one. Wednesday meeting with Sal. Okay, we'll add that in. All right, and in here, as well as with the list, you can actually drag and move your tasks around. You can move your lists around. So if I go to Sample Project and we add a new list, we'll call this list 2. All right, create that. We can move these around. So as you can see, it's very flexible. This is very multifaceted in the aspect of you can utilize it in many different ways. So I tried to make something that will work for me that I think will work for many people. All right. So let's go into our first project list. All right. And then we have 2 tasks within that, and we can upload files to this. We can add notes to it. All right. So if I wanted to add a note, we just click on New Note, and we can type in Sal's phone number and create that. Okay, and boom, we got that there, and we can edit that, and we can put in his phone number. I'm just trying to show you the different variety of ways to utilize all the elements you have to work with here. Okay, and like I said, you can move things around, upload files. So let's go back to the sample project, okay? And let's talk about the adding team members to the project. So we're in a project. So let me jump back to My Projects. Okay, so we have sample project here. So if I click on that, we can actually add in team members to work with this project. They'll only be able to work with this project in your account. So for each individual project you have, you'll be able to bring in team members. If they already have an account with Task to Task, they'll already be authenticated to work with your project. They won't be able to delete it. They'll just be able to work with it. If they are not a part of Task to Task, they'll have to confirm the Task to Task, email, which will give them access to then, work with your project. So that's how that works. So if we want to add someone in, let's go ahead and add in Randy. I know he exists. So if we hit add, boom, he's in. And you'll see Randy is now a part of this project. So Randy will be able to work with the project and all the multiple lists per that project. I know it might sound complicated, but it's that 5-part schematic I showed. It's very easy to use. And once you wrap your head around it, that's why I think this is more efficient than the commercial products that are out there that give you all these graphs. This gives you some graphs, but not in the aspect of off the chain, I'm confused. This is very basic. There's 5 parts. There's a project, there's multiple lists to a project, and there's team members to a project. That's it. That's how this works. That's how Task to Task works. This is designed by a developer, made to be used by a developer who then said, wow, this is cool. This could probably work for a lot of people, and I'm sharing it out there. for people to use. It's completely free to use as a trial. There's no like limitations. You get everything you would have if you were going to be paying for it. So, that's how that works. And you can set reminders. So, for example, if we go into, I'm probably the worst person to give a demo on this. The developer is probably the worst person to give a demo on their application. I don't know. That's the way I feel. That's how my mind works. But anyway, if we go into meeting with Sal, okay, and I want to assign this, if I want to assign this to Randy, for example, I can click on the due date and whatever, select the due date and hit assign task. All right, and now he'll get emailed on that. Now, all tasks that are completed will be emailed out, at the end of the night, saying, hey, this is all the tasks that were completed, and list in projects that you are a part of. So if you own the project, if you don't own the project, you're going to get an email. However, there are settings that you can set if that gets annoying, because I know some people don't like to get emails on everything they get. So I actually put that in. If you go into profile and settings, and you have receive daily completed task updates. All right. So every task that's completed in projects that you belong to, you can turn that off right there. It's easy to get to. Boom, bada bing. It's right there. All right. Notify me on new tasks that are added to projects. Now, every 3 hours, that's basically going to add, or it's going to email you tasks that were added to projects that you were a part of. So if that gets annoying, you can turn that off. That key, right? So if you don't belong to a lot of projects and you just want to be, hey, this person just added a new task in this list that I'm a part of, boom, you're going to be notified. You can turn that off. Notify me of tasks assigned to me. So that's the important one. So if someone physically goes in and assigns you a task, you are going to be emailed that day on, hey, this task was assigned to you and it's due today. So that's how that works. So basically this is task to task in a nutshell. You can also upload files to the project. You can upload files to the list. You can upload files to the task. What I suggest is get in there, get your hands dirty, play around with it, and let me know what you think. This is something I designed for myself, and I released it to the world. This is Wired Zero. I hope you give it a shot and at least give me your feedback. Leave the comments below on what you think. Task2task.com. Create an account, check it out, see if it works for you. If it helps you out, cool. If it doesn't, it didn't cost you anything. So, all right, peace out. Wired Zero.